How we doing, everybody? And by everybody, I see Rocco, Chandler Johnson.
Hi.
See, Danger was mentioning that I don't see YouTube. I see YouTube, and you know what I also do? I pin them. I pin your comments. I have two chats open simultaneously.
I don't believe a word he says.
Simultaneously.
Don't believe a word he says, Jack.
I actually do. Look, hey, Michael Holtz, what's going on? Hey, Michael Holtz, right out the gate, Jason, can you remind...
No, too early for questions.
No, we must answer this question.
Too early for questions.
Michael Holtz asked me off stream here.
That doesn't give you any credence.
What is this workup?
I mean, I'm just now getting started. I literally just woke up. Literally just woke up.
We'll get there. We'll
I
get
need
there, Michael.
some time to prepare myself.
Let me see if I can remember.
For the Yeah, this is a test.
Yeah. Okay, so it was royal purple.
Royal purple,
because
correct. It was over black primer, but yes.
Black primer, royal purple, because you didn't want to do dark purple because you were going to filter that dark blue.
Black. The dark purple would have gotten too dark.
It was dark purple. Oh no. Was it bright snow? Was it pale yellow?
Pale yellow, yes.
It was pale yellow. Okay. And then over that, so it was a zenithal of pale yellow, and then over that whole thing was dark blue, black one step. Michael, I got you.
Remember, there was a titanium white.
Oh, there was a titanium white.
There was a white highlight over the pale yellow.
Oh. Jason's in trouble because he didn't do it on stream. Everybody's going to be, you didn't do it on stream. How dare you?
I don't have to share my whole life with you.
Bilbo.
I don't have to share my whole life with you. I have privacy.
No, you must, and you will.
I have privacy.
Rocco says, Bilbo, bravest little hobbit of them all. Royal purple, pale yellow, then white on top. Is that what you were saying, Rocco? I think that's exactly. Michael Holtz, I'm glad we got that for you. Hey, welcome in, everybody. Rocco, Cats, Paint Liquor, Chaos Angel, Sarcastic Grandpa, Rattlecan, Wad, Ghost Hunter.
Wad. I love it. He's just like, Wad.
Wad up. No privacy. 24-hour stream for Jason. Gilborn, that would be great.
Wait a minute.
We'll get on top of that.
Do I get a say here?
I don't think so.
Wow. You said that with just so much frivolity.
It's a little toasty in here, or is that just me?
That's just you.
I'm always warm, chat. Filled with
anger and spite
and hatred. The year of non-forgiveness is what I've decided.
Evil!
Commander Owls, Paint Liquor, Sigavex. That's exactly what I was saying, Chris. Perfect, Rocco. Okay, I got that. And speaking of perfect, look what T. Schmidt got me. Bing, 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 bing.
What got you? Yeah.
That's a touch of bronze.
He's got his new touch of bronze. How
this
long?
One.
What's the over-under on him breaking this one, too?
15 days.
That's it?
Yes. Where's my little magic? 1 second. Hold on. You can get... I got to set this up. A touch of bronze. There you go.
Oh, the magic sound.
Yes, ready?
That's like a Nintendo spellcast.
Yes, exactly. What's going on? Gilborn, broken before end of stream. No, this one's hardy and shall not break.
He's literally been trying to break it all day.
T. Schmidt,
I need T. Schmidt to know. He spoke about it and said that's T. Schmidt's problem.
It is. This is T. Schmidt's problem. I might have to get another one at some point, T. Schmidt. But we're so glad you're all here. We're painting up some Tau. Tau about that.
How about that?
That's right. What's going on? Haley, what's going on? Cats, we're really excited to be here.
You can tell.
I am.
It's like in your voice. It's in the root of who you are
Odin
in your
Kane.
being.
Every time I read your name, Odin Kane, I feel like I need to Odin Kane. I don't know. Cats meets outside. How about that? That's right, Ryan.
Check me outside. How about that?
Stan, what's going on? Don't panic. Grab your towel, says Wad. Odin Kane. Just coming to me. Hey, if you are new to the stream, Jason's favorite thing is painting Tau. I don't know if he's told you about that.
I mean, it's not my favorite thing, but I'm definitely not mad at it.
I think it's your favorite thing right now.
Well, I mean, my favorite
that's
model to paint is the one I'm painting.
That's right. Great segue.
That's not a segue.
Fetty, Monument Hobby streams better hit rates than a pack of scalped Pokemans.
Pokemans. I killed your Pokemans.
Jimmy the Saint, what's going on? Watching you guys live while watching, says Tugaboo. Watching Vince use your new steps on YouTube while Tugaboo says no ever. Okay, wow, that's hilarious.
Say what?
You've got a lot of things going, Tugaboo.
Say what?
Tugabobo, Tugbobo.
This is the tugboat guy.
Yeah. Vince did a great video. Shout out to Vince.
Tugboat. And when I asked how the tugging was going, he had a good answer. So
well.
Well.
Cornflake Justice asking, what color scheme is this going to be? I think you're looking at it.
You are looking at it.
This is the Cornflake Justice response and answer to your question.
What the hell? What does that even mean?
I don't know.
He just said, I don't know, man. He just said, I don't. And as he walks off, he goes, I don't know, man. I just work here. X up in chat if you're really, really glad Chris is back.
I'm a little toasty.
Was the AC not on?
It was.
Well, there you go.
It was. It just gets toasty.
So it wasn't on.
It was. It just wasn't down enough.
Oh, so it wasn't on. It didn't get adjusted.
Bilbo. Now, says Stan, I know you can't choose between your painted models, but what is your favorite GW ever released? Have you painted one? Oh.
My favorite GW model?
Yeah, and have you painted it? That's a good one.
Of all time?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
a, really
a tough one. Favorite GW model of all time? No more X's, you chat hooligans. I'm pointing right at you.
Bing. Wow. I don't know. That's not an easy question to answer because they've been around for like 35 years, for crying out loud, 40 years.
That's tough.
And I've been painting their models for about that long.
Do you have any recent favorites, maybe? From GW?
Good question.
Not really? Question mark?
I like the big Gazgul Thraka.
He's really cool.
Right? That one was fun. The way we did Dante with the wings was fun, but oh, you know what? Like the Horus Ascended is a great model too.
Yeah, that's a great one. There's a lot.
I think that pound for pound, when they first came out with the Contemptor Dreadnoughts, and you could get the Forge World torsos and emblem kits for the Legion specific Contemptors when they first came out,
like your Dark Angels.
I think those were really rad. Those really turned a
Blood
corner
Angels
for me with GW because the Contemptors were such a really cool model. So as I'm looking around, I'm just looking around at various stuff, and we got GW models galore here. And I think that in the world of GW, it probably has to have something to do with Space Marines, and I really think the Contemptor Dread might be the answer. Although that Gazgul model is rad,
yeah,
and the Horus Ascended model is really rad too. But the Horus Ascended model is kind of like you could just buy Abaddon, and it's the same, or very similar. The Contemptors, I think, overall are kind of the best. But I don't know. That's a hard question because I like so much of what they do. A lot of their fantasy models are really rad. The big character models,
Yeah.
The big. What is it? Swamp Orc on the Vulture guy, the shaman character. I've never painted that one, but that's a cool model.
The Cruel Boys ones from AOS.
Yeah, the Stormcast like big hawk that the leader is riding is really rad. But I haven't ever painted that either.
Hey, Lord of the Hunt, thank you so much for that 2-month sub. Rocco's asking, did you decide to go with the white helmets, Jason?
I don't really know yet. It's why I'm hedging my bets and painting the darker metallic bits right now. I'm taking a Payne's Gray, and I've mixed it with special sauce to create a filter, like a heavy filter here that I can do a heavy glaze over the top of our armor color.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to kind of do that for a minute and see what I think about the contrast I get on the model with this. The model is going to be really dark, right, because of this armor color that we're going with. And so in being dark, I have to think in terms of how am I going to tune all of the other colors to the darkness. And I'm happy with this. This is looking good, right? Because it darkens the mechanical parts up quite a bit.
Yeah.
With the Payne's Gray.
It does.
So it keeps it a little bit blue, which I like, rather than just going over it with black. So I think this is a good choice for this.
It's pretty cool. This color scheme is awesome. I like it.
But I think white makes the most sense if I'm going to do Martian Earth style bases. And I really think this color scheme wants a red Earth base. I can do all sorts of other things, but you can imagine just doing like gray rock or something just makes it a little too monotonous in its lack of color.
I think the red will be cool.
Because, yesterday we had people commenting about how, oh man, that's awesome grayscale. And it's because it's so monochromatic and such a weirdly almost neutral palette that we've created here. So we got to be careful in making it too black and white feeling. If I go with, gray rocks, brown rocks, grassy earth, then the green gets a little crazy. So I don't know. I think I like the idea of the white. So it might just be that white is the way it works.
Tom W says, might be a dumb question.
Never.
But does monumenthobbies.eu site have its own separate stock apart from the .com site?
100%. Yes, it is its own physical location in France.
Yep.
We have employees in France that are fully Monument Hobbies employed in an office in France with a warehouse that we ship and do all that stuff. So we've recreated a smaller version of the U.S. office over in Plumé. In Brittany.
Plymouth.
No, it's Plumé.
I think it's pronounced Plymouth.
It's Plumé.
Ghost Hunter says, Jason, are you looking around the room and saying that you love things? I think he did.
I like a lot of things. What do you mean? What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Do you think I'm like some negative Nancy?
Jason, can you really quick for the folks at home, can you pronounce the expert acrylic magenta that we just recently came out?
Quidron.
One more time?
No.
A quidon.
That's not how that is. It's not.
Are you sure?
It's not from New Orleans.
I think it's technically.
It's not a Creole
I think
color.
it's technically from. I think it's French. Quidon. So
that's also not how the French speak. But
Doug Abu says, my orc wife won a prize in Dallas for her grayscale diorama in the Hobby Challenge this weekend. She captured the moment of Exorcism Flash. Oh,
nice,
good stuff. Congratulations to her. Wad says, Monument, no, but maybe Jaded Jason? ? Oh,
I can see jaded. I'm a jaded old man. I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot.
I don't think you're jaded though.
I've seen a lot.
I think you're seasoned, not jaded.
Seasoned.
Jaded has too of a negative connotation to it. Like,
but no, I mean, I only paint what I like, right? The rule of cool. So I like everything I got here on the desk, I think.
Yeah, he's seasoned, like a fine wine or a cheese.
Just,
I'm trying to help you out, man. It's
fine
seasoned,
wines
Jason.
are not seasoned, by the way.
Aged.
Aged.
That's it.
Now you're just old. Now it's just I'm a protected class and you're mistreating me.
Wad says, I think if you were Gen X, you're born jaded.
I love how people think that.
Really?
Gen X is a tough generation, but
yeah.
I feel like we do pretty well keeping it together in the eyes of adversity. Of all these
hooligans?
All these hooligans and childrens around us.
Supa Dupa says, speaking of fine wine. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. We're so glad you're here. If you are new here, welcome. Where have you been? We're so glad you're here. I'm Christopher. This is Jason.
Hi.
And we are painting this model. And as I say we, I mean Jason. And by Jason, I mean the world.
Chris is doing all the hard work.
I am the fortress wall that guards this sacred
Get your
household.
X's ready, chat. We haven't had a BS meter in over a week. And I hope you haven't forgotten how this works.
I am here to make sure
I am
that
here.
Jason HB
DC
craze is taken care of. But anyway, Stan says, Chris is so busy he's forgetting to log into his Little Billy account. No, I'm not Little Billy. I'm not. What are you guys talking about? I am not.
I mean, we've never seen both of you in the same place.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
So I think we're onto something.
Tiger Wraith, hey, with a prime sub. After that bit, you prime sub to us.
Did you
gotta
know-
love us. That's
You're
great.
impervious to pain.
That's great.
Did you know that Chris taught Tiger Woods how to play golf?
I did not do such things. I didn't. I don't know what he's talking about. Jason, when are we going golfing? If there's one way to good golf, oh, hey, the Punisher. 67 months, that's ridiculous. Keep going.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's like the 50s adventure show.
It's done.
The bad guy enters the room.
Yeah. Every time Gabe comes in, I'm gonna put.
Oh,
that
that's
on
like
there.
the total villain thing.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Every time.
He's not here. You don't have to shh me.
No. Gabe's not here. There's a shush
He's
button
literally
on this,
not
too.
here.
Marcus says, Jason,
Yes.
I know you're not gonna do it, but
What?
just in theory, wouldn't an airbrush fluorescent filter turn this into very decent synthwave scheme? I mean, wouldn't that work out nicely right now, theoretically speaking? You could do it. The kids are all wondering, Jason, will you do synthwave?
There's interference on the line. We're
Beep,
breaking
beep,
up.
beep, beep,
I
beep.
can't hear you.
Ryan says, hey, he won't teach you how to golf. Just, I won't commentary on his form. I won't, I don't
Commentary?
do that. I won't comment. I don't teach golf. I don't do any of that. I've never done that. I am not great at golf. I can hit it down the fairway. That's pretty much it. I shouldn't say that. I've gotten way better.
Scratch golfer.
No, I'm not scratch golfer.
I don't know
wish.
what that means. I'm just throwing words out.
I am so far from a
Is
scratch golfer.
like par?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I'm so not scratch. So
So scratch means par.
yes.
Okay.
The yeah, I am far from scratch golf.
Oh, and by the way, no, I'm not painting synthwave.
See how we did that right there? Haley says the shush button just sounded like you were letting air out of a tire.
Yeah.
Isn't it too hot?
That was
there?
my
Actually, Bugs, if you can get past the heat and you stay hydrated and in the shade, Arizona in the summer golf is cheap and it's abundant. A, because nobody's doing it, and B, actually I shouldn't say that. There are some diehards like me who go out there in the summer.
I've always said, you know how to find out who the stupidest people in society are?
The ones who play
The
golf.
ones who play golf in the summer.
It's really not that bad. If you stay hydrated, you're fine.
I was going to say, it is lots of body weight lost in water.
It's
loss.
so cheap. That's the problem. In the winter, you can't practice because it's so expensive.
Yep, everywhere, because everybody's coming from around the world.
Even the driving
to
ranges
come
here are
and
expensive.
and do their golf thing here. So if you can stand the summer heat, it's insane. Like the way people talk about being able to get, some golf in the summer is pretty incredible.
Fetty says, do you have the Wilhelm scream? No, I don't have that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Great band,
I don't have
by
that
the
one.
way. A Wilhelm Scream. Go check them out if you like more independent rock and roll, hardcore, punk rock. Not really punk. I can't say punk rock because people think Sum 41 or whatever.
Scratch his butt golfer like the rest of us, says PK.
Yes, 100%.
That's hilarious.
I'm a scratch butt golfer.
Gilborn, and you go at you have to go out super early in the summer. I also go out towards the afternoon when it's butt hot. But again, remember, I don't mind the heat. It's never been a huge issue for me.
Okay, chat. I want everybody to think back 10 minutes ago when this guy got up and
That's
went
true.
and turned the air conditioning down
Here.
inside when it
Here.
isn't even hot in here.
In here it gets
I
toasty.
just want you to know that just happened. We are indoors, no windows,
I don't know what
no
it is.
sunlight coming in. It's
That's true.
fine in here, and he went and turned the AC down.
I don't know why that it is true. I can bear the heat outside, but when it's hot inside, I'm not a huge fan. Oh boy, he's blinking.
I didn't blink.
Sackville Baggins.
I didn't blink. I'm just proving a point.
No, Ozzy.
Man's a liar.
Ozzy, I will not, and I repeat, I will not download a soundboard on this stream. I will not.
Never.
That is not
He
something I
doesn't have the
condone.
control, the
It's
self-control.
too much power.
Yeah, he
for
doesn't
one
have the
person.
self-control.
Are you kidding?
I told him.
Gabe would abuse this.
I told him that he could get a gavel.
I kind of did, Jason. You want to hear it?
Okay.
Word of the court.
Okay.
I do want a real gavel.
But
though.
he wanted a real gavel, and I said, you should get a gavel. It would be funny. You should get like a powdered wig and a gavel. It'd be a neat shtick. And he said, no, it's too much power.
it is too much
It's
power.
too much power. I can't do it. It's too much power. It's too much. It's too much power.
It is. You say that out loud, and you understand.
I don't understand.
I understand.
That's the whole thing.
Danger Boy says, Mr. Chris, how does Mr. Billy feel about the heat? I wouldn't know.
They are one and the same person.
Little Billy is my Little Billy is my yin.
The yin to your yang?
Yeah, the yin to my yang. Ultimate power, Xenobon. That's correct. I meant stream. I know, Ozzy. That's what I'm saying. I can't get a stream gamepad.
Chris?
Yes.
You are the yin beneath my yang.
I was just... That's good. That's good. Or an intestine wing like the flesh eater quartz. Yikes. Wow, those are gross.
You are the yin beneath my yang.
There you go. Stan, it's 74.
I just literally wiped the
75.
brush across the microphone.
That's
all
all right.
Good ASMR right there. Knocked the brush out of my hand.
That's
what
all right.
Heck?
You're excited to paint this
What kind
model.
of day is it? I'm excited to get on an airplane at 9 p.m. to fly to Warsaw, Poland.
It's kind of nice, though, to go late to the airport because...
Well, I get to sleep all the way to London.
It's so much better.
So I'm jazzed about the...
You're going to contrast.
The not getting as jet lagged as I might normally because I'm going to be right on my sleep schedule. So that's not bad.
Yeah, I would say this weekend, we are all over Europe and the UK. We're going to UK Games Expo. And hey, if you're over there, find Kyle. Make him give you a hug. Take a picture with him.
Free hugs.
I need pictures. Remind Kyle.
Free hugs from Kyle if you're at UK Games Expo.
That's right. And then Jason is going to be...
Not giving hugs.
Jason, no. He's going to be giving out...
No hugs.
No hugs.
No hugs.
But he will be at Contrast in Poland.
Yes.
So go hang out with him. He'll be in the Darwin room. And then Mally...
There's a joke waiting to be told there.
Mally and Allie are going to be at...
in Nantes.
In Nantes.
Or down by Nantes. I don't know.
Or I don't know how to... It's called... let me bring it up here. It's... Open de Laust. Open de Laust, I believe, is how you pronounce that. So anyway, we're all over Europe and the UK.
All over.
No.
Say it like a wrestler.
Seth Squatch is asking, will your booth at Gen Con be similar to what it is at Adepticon?
No. Gen Con isn't fun like Adepticon. They don't let you do fun things until you're monster company and pay them $1 bajillion. So unfortunately, it's just a bigger show, and it's been going for a long time, and they do a tenure-based deal where you have to have bought a ton of advertising with them and padded their pockets before they'll give you more booth space. We have a 20-foot booth there, which is really nice.
Yeah, we'll be there, though. Tagline says, not to be annoying, but as a beginner to the hobby, what does basing mean? I thought it meant just putting the model on a base. That's a great question, Tag.
Okay, great question, because basing is a term that has a lot of meanings. Well, a couple of different meanings, because yes, there's the physical term of, finishing the base of your model can be called basing.
Yeah.
You'll hear base coating, and a lot of people get this mixed up, or not mixed up, but when you hear something, it might be tough to judge where it's supposed to fit in the model's journey, because basing to me is exactly what you said. When I finish the base, I'll put basing texture on it, maybe some grass tufts, and paint it and whatever, and that's the finishing touch for my model. I usually do the base last. And so that's basing. Whenever you get just a plain base, right?
Yeah.
Just painting that a color doesn't really fly. It takes away from the immersion of the model. So putting some sort of, basing texture on there to simulate earth and rock or tile or whatever kind of flooring they're on, metal decking for Space Hulk, whatever.
Right.
Is basing. And then base coating, though, is something that people will talk about, and basing your model can be a slang or a contracted way of saying, to base coat your model, put the base color on, which is like the first overall starting color of the model.
Right.
So it might be that, hey, I'm painting my model red, and so my base coat is a dark red. And so you might hear people talking in terms of basing their model. I based it in dark red, or I based it in black, And so you got to be a little cognizant of what they're talking about and kind of ask some questions to get the real deal sometimes. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, and Vippa says, where is the Pfister model? Did you do the base for that one?
Pfisters!
Yes, he did. Oh, man, I'm not ready. Yes, he did. No, there will
Tale
not.
of the Mighty Pfisters.
There will not be a stream Friday.
A journey that can only be told by masters that were there.
Yes, and Sugar Rush, the review is going to be next week when Jason gets back.
When I get back?
Yeah.
What if I don't come back?
You will.
What if I walked down and I told Jen to say goodbye forever? She didn't like that. She didn't like that very much. Goodbye forever.
My 1 second. My little thing is broken here.
Hey, that's
whoa,
go to the doctor.
My I was adjusting my
Go
focus.
to the doctor, Christopher.
Hold on, please. Pfister, yeah. We do have a video coming about that base that we actually did, so keep an eye out for that. For the base platform, actually here, Ma says, does the one-step paint perform better differently than one-step special sauce mixed with paint?
It will perform.
There we go. I fixed it. Ooh, that's a good question.
I've got to be careful how I say this, right? Because it will perform better in the sense that you don't have to mess too much with the color. There's no figuring out what opacity and how much to mix. So I think maybe not better, just easier, right?
Yeah.
When you're using opaque color and you're mixing it with the one-step medium, you will get a great quality product out of it. It will never really match 100% what happens when we mix it and formulate it specifically for doing that job right out of the bottle. Right? It just can't be. And the reason for that is because the opaque normal paints are made to do a particular job in a particular way. And we're then asking them, by adding a medium, to alter the way they work a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay?
Perfect.
Can you zoom me back in a little bit?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, there it is.
You moved my puck.
I did. Sorry. I was having technical difficulties. My little thing
Whoa. There's
I don't know what to
doctors
say.
for that.
Hey, welcome in. Tag says, for the base platform of the model, do you need to paint the base or add texture, like to allow to use the minis in games? Not just for its look, because none of mine look good.
Okay, wait a minute.
So do you need to, here's
for the base of the model, do you need to paint the base or add texture? I like to add texture to it. It just works better that way because it puts more realism or immersion, I guess you might call it, whatever your term you want to use is. It just makes the model come more alive when you put a base on it, whether it's a fake rock or, a tile or just some grass or static grass or texture paint. Really makes the base come alive. Right, because you look at, this one's not a good idea because the model comes with a rock that it stands on, right? He has a tactical
rock.
mountain that this guy stands on. But this model,
the Pfister one did well too.
So this model has nothing on it, and so you can paint the model and then just paint this black if you wanted to, and the model can stand on its own and be cool. But when you then go through and do a model where you do the basing on it, let's find a good one.
Your Pfister's
well,
one
it's
is
just
good.
out of scale.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right. That's just not the same scale. But if you go through and you do something where now you have rock and earth tones and you put it in an environment, now all of a sudden it brings the model to life. It has a place it lives, so to speak, right? As opposed to just a black base. And that's why we do that. But you don't have to go crazy. It can be something really simple where you just do a little bit of texture paste on it. I mean, even this guy has got texture paste on him, right?
Yeah.
So he's just got, texture basing on there. So it looks like he's standing in mud, or on dirt. and then you just paint that brown or black or whatever, and that works great. So it's very easy to do. It doesn't take a lot of effort, but it is worth the effort.
It makes it pop more, right?
Yeah, well, like I said, it just makes it feel more alive, right? You can do as complicated of a basing scheme as you want. People talking about the fisters.
Oh gosh darn it!
And here is our fister. And
he's big.
Yeah, so we just did a very simple basing scheme on this guy, where I took what is bark mulch that you can get from the hardware store, or the what do you call it, the yard supply?
Yeah.
The
hardware store.
The hardware store where you go to
gardening store.
The gardening
whatever.
store portion of it. This is just wood, but it looks like slate or stone. Once you put it on, and then put a little bit of our concrete basing texture on it. And so you do that, and then the basing texture around the feet, and it just puts him in an environment, makes him part of the surrounding world, so to speak, right? So that works a lot better and just brings the model to life, gives it a lot more interest than if it's plain. But again, it's up to you how crazy you go. And if you get to the point to where you're ready to invest in it, then they make resin bases, which is what technically these are.
Tony.
All of my Space Marines are on resin bases. So these are just poured resin bases that come like this with the rocks molded on them. And they have like a ton of different varieties. And so I have these bases that I can go in and I just glue the model to it and then paint it. So it can be as easy or as difficult as you want. You can start from a blank base and build it all on your own and come up with your own idea. Or you can buy resin bases that have everything from trench works to wood planking,
pre-made
pirate
stuff,
ship, dirt, mud, snow. You can buy anything you want out there.
Yards, Tony, thank you so much for that sub.
Yar!
How we doing? Chris is back. Doghouse, welcome. Yes, I am here in the flesh. Chris, are Fisters your chosen chapter?
Yar!
No, they're not my chosen chapter.
The Fisters?
The Fisters.
Sure
I do like the Crimson Fists.
The Crimson Fisters.
Gosh darn it.
He's out of practice, chat. He's just not.
That was my preemptive fister.
Oh, for the next one? No, you can't just build up an allotment. That's not how this works, Chris. You can't just be like, okay, for the next 10 times, I've already handled it.
Speaking of the next 10 times, welcome everybody.
That's not how it works, Chris.
Chess boxing, welcome back, Chris. Hey, good to be back.
Is that a Wu-Tang reference?
I think so.
Shaolin reference?
Scorcher says, I missed that. Hey, it'll never go away. Our lore of the Fisters. The Shadowcast, it's both hot and humid here. It sucks all the energy out. That sucks.
Our French office, we have our faculty team meeting today, and our French office, they were telling us it was like 90 degrees in France. And you know what they don't have in France?
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
Yeah, that's yucky.
I was like, whoa. 90 degrees and no air conditioning is like when people drop dead.
Yeah.
So I don't know that they had their math right, but goodness.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
He said 90 to 100, so I think he probably means more like 80 or something like that. Because in like Poland right now, it's like 70 degrees in the middle of the day, which is still pretty hot.
It's
when you
something.
add humidity and no air conditioning. It's funny, when I got my hotel for Poland, I was like, I need air conditioning. So I made sure to get a room with air conditioning. It's an option there.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to enjoy your time.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and opt for the air AC just in case.
What was the name of the mini fister?
Mini fister? What? What do you mean?
I don't know what you're talking. Oh, what's the mini?
This one?
No, maybe he's talking about the fister.
Uh-huh.
The fister mini. Oh, it's from Space King. I don't know what the name of
Flash
it.
Gets is the people that make it, and their Space King stuff. That's what do they call their Marines?
Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a brain fart. Oh no, somebody's gonna say it. Say it. It'll come right back to me instantly.
I don't remember what they call them.
Space Psycho Warriors.
Psycho Warriors.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
That was a limited release thing that they did that we got our hands on and had a lot of fun painting. It came painted. It came pre-colored as the red and blue guys.
It did. It did indeed.
And the packaging was great. It was a great presentation.
It will.
Neat product.
Yep. I'll give them that too. It was an amazing experience to open.
Yeah, they did a really good job with
it. Hate Mace is the best. Yeah, there's some funny moments.
The Hate
in there.
Mace, the Chaplain guy is like the best.
Boobies. It's so silly. It's very funny, very slapstick.
Well, it's very tongue in cheek. It just doesn't take itself too seriously, and I really like it. They blame everybody for liking it to be chuds.
They're very silly.
It's funny. It's good humor. Very wholesome. Good for the whole family.
Travel Cedric said, I lived in France for a year and a half, and I got up to 45 C. 113 in heat day around. Yikes. No AC. Yeesh.
It just doesn't do that for long,
yuck.
which is good. But yeah, that's brutal. You can imagine if you had like the kind of heat waves we have in Arizona over there with no AC. Like here we get it like that temperature for 2 months in a row. And I can't imagine being anywhere where you didn't have AC and having that happen.
Carl Duty, just wanted to give a huge shout out to the Monument Shipping team. Got my shipping notice for One Step yesterday. Your work is appreciated. Hey, thank you, Carl Duty. Thank you for your patience.
We really feel bad.
Massive
We're
influx.
way behind, so we apologize for that. Sorry it took so long.
Yeah, we appreciate that though. Justin says, are the mixed colors like beige gray, red gray, white gray separated by pigment in the bottle? It seemed like I had to do a lot of shaking when using them recently.
I mean, you may, yeah. It's not bad. That's not a problem. Physical, like acrylic paint is not a solution. One of the things people learn along the way is that acrylic paint is a suspension, meaning that the pigment floats in the liquid and the pigment weighs more. Yep. And so especially in a lightweight suspension like ours, our paints are more fluid. They feel lighter. They're not very heavy. They're not like painting with snot. You can paint with them right out of the bottle. You don't have to thin them down a ton. But in order to get that feel, sometimes if the paint, falls out of suspension and you have to mix it back up, that's just standard. That's nothing. Not a big deal. That's why we put an agitator in them. You got to shake acrylic paint no matter what when it's in liquid form. There's just no option around that.
Not to be mistaken with bagatators.
That's not a thing.
Oh, it is, Jason. You have to prepare your heart. Bagatators. That's what goes in bag.
My heart?
It's what goes in bag acryl.
What does my heart have to do with it?
Release date 2054? Come on.
Not even.
You announced it in 2024? Come on.
I didn't.
2025?
2025
you announced it. You in the flesh and in person.
That was you.
Said, Heidi, Heidi ho. My
Jordan
name is Jason.
and I were driving back from California.
I don't think so. Question mark.
Oh my God.
I don't think so.
I didn't intend to hire so many liars.
I don't know.
It wasn't in my plan. But this is what we're left with, Chet.
I don't know. What is the difference, says Carl Duty, between metal and glass agitators?
Metal will rust. Glass does not rust. Glass is chemically inert. Metal is not. So
here's the little science emoji for that.
Even stainless will rust when it's submerged in water. Stainless just means that it is not impervious, but that it is highly protective of rust. It depends a lot on, I guess, the amount of nickel content in it, things like that. But there are various grades of stainless. Some will rust quicker. Some don't rust hardly at all, but over time, you'll find that all of them will. And like when you buy a stainless refrigerator, you're not setting it underwater.
Chess boxing, or can they shatter if shaken too aggressively? Rarely. I mean, you got to be the Hulk shaking
to your robot friend.
No.
By the time the glass ball were to shatter in the bottle, you have already broken the bottle.
You've probably broken a lot of other
Unless you put
too.
A lot of other solids in there with it or something. Nah, there's no glass agitators aren't going to break.
Albert says, if I didn't paint for like 2 months and I had green stuff agitators, how many times would I have to give it to the mixing machine? Oh, like a vortex mixer? I don't think you would need one. I think you just shake it up.
Green stuff agitators? Like you mix green stuff and let it dry and use chunks of that?
I need
I know people use like chunks of sprue and stuff like that. But
yeah,
what are you asking? Like,
might need a little bit more clarification on that one.
Like, what are you trying to do? How many times do you have to give it to the mixing machine to get it well again? If you didn't paint like 2 months.
Hmm. Like if it was sitting for
I
2
mean,
months?
that's an open-ended question because I don't know the paint,
Yeah.
right? Typically, you shouldn't have to shake a paint that much to get it to reconstitute. If it's starting to dry out because the bottle doesn't seal, like the standard dropper bottles that hobby paints come in don't seal, that can cause a problem where you don't have, if you don't paint with them for a long time, they can just dry out. But if it's still liquid, you open the bottle and it's still got a lot of liquid in it, then it should be okay. And you shouldn't have to shake too much. But I say that not knowing the type of paint or what condition it's in, what the temperature is, and all that kind of stuff. There's all sorts of variables there.
Unless it's turbo dork paint, you gotta scrap those bottles. No, I'm not sure about their agitators, but we use glass for all of ours.
Yeah. Soda glass, chemically inert, has a good weight, moves around well in the bottle. Doesn't shatter. I mean, they're the agitators that are used in like scientific boiling processes and all sorts of stuff that they do in labs. So they're not super cheap glass balls or beads. They're actually from the scientific world.
Oh, chess boxing says, oh, okay, they don't have agitators. You got to add your own. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Soda glass, Shadowcast says, is what it makes the bottle out of, question mark? Soda glass as in what they make bottles out of?
I don't know that they make soda glass bottles, do they?
I don't know.
Soda glass talks about the type of glass.
Yeah.
Not glass bottles they put soda in.
Oh, okay, Albert. Here's the mixer is a vortex. Got it. In
Gotcha.
my mind is how many minutes I have to get well the paint.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't recommend vortex mixers very often, largely because they can mix pigment out of suspension.
Yeah, okay.
There are vortex mixers that actually, a lot of people call them that, but it might not be. It might just be an agitating mixer. If it's one that just shakes, that's great. If it's one that actually acts like a centrifuge kind of a thing, where it spins the bottle around and gets everything inside moving like a vortex, a vortex, think of a tornado. A tornado throws heavy solids out to the outside, right? Like if it picks up a car, it throws the car out. If you use a true vortex mixer for paint, it can spin the pigment out of suspension. Now, at the kind of times we're talking about doing it, it might not be recognizable, but it just might not mix it like you want it to. They make just the agitators where you put the bottle on it and you press down and it just shakes the crap out of it. Feels like a magnitude 10 earthquake to the bottle. That's what you want. It's just called an agitator.
Bane Scar says, I know this might be a silly question, but is there any exercise to improve color theory / what colors do you use when painting a model? Ooh. That's a thick question.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a great question because a lot of it comes with practice. A lot of it can be done by, studying things like, we show you color wheels that have desaturated color. The HSV wheel that will show you saturation and value as opposed to just how colors work is great. There is a company that we have here in we don't have the company in the studio, but a company whose color wheel is called the Color Wheel Company. It's very easy to remember. And the Color Wheel Company, if you look them up, has color wheels of all types, as you can imagine by their namesake. They have tons of color wheels, and the color wheel can do a lot of good. It doesn't inherently teach you anything. It really needs to be something. My favorite one is this one, and it's not the Color Wheel Company. This is called the Color Harmony Wheel, and it's by JillRitter.com. I don't know if they even exist. I've had this for a decade, right? This one's really cool because what it does is you pick the range of color that you're thinking of painting, right? So if you say, oh, I want to paint yellow Imperial Fist, then you kind of center the yellow, and it tells you what colors really would go well. So you might want to do like the eye lenses in blue or magenta, right? Because those are really good contrast colors for pop. And then you could do your shadow in like purple and things like that. But it also shows you that in that range, your reds and greens work really well too. So stuff like this works really well. just to kind of give you a defining line. The problem is this is really built. Okay, it's built for anybody using color, but the way they present color on color wheels is typically for people that are painting canvases or coloring flat surfaces and things. And when we're working in military style deconstructed, desaturated colors for war dollies, all the colors tend to go better together, right? So you can paint any color you want in any color scheme. It's just controlling how vibrant those colors get, right? This color wheel I blow apart because I don't really care about the thing on the top. I should cut that off, right? But this color wheel kind of shows you how as you go down in saturation, this is the side that uses black and gray to shade. So as you shade a color, most color wheels just use this full saturation color around the top. They just have big pie wedges that have the color on top, like cyan and magenta. But as you desaturate it and you start to gray it out by adding black to it and shade it, you notice that all these colors down here work together. Right? As you look around that color wheel, there's not a color that wouldn't work next to another color at a desaturated value. Same when you add white. Now, white gives you a more pastel look, right? But all of those colors work together because they become nearly white, the same way they become nearly black as you add black. But even out to like here, when you have this desaturated color, all of these colors would work well together. It's only at full vibrancy, at full saturation, that colors tend to look like a clown suit if you put them next to each other. You might not do full vibrancy red and full vibrancy green because it evokes a Christmas feel.
Yeah.
So it might give you just a visual stimulation that your brain immediately attaches to something else you know. Full vibrancy purple and full vibrancy yellow makes you think of the LA Lakers. It doesn't mean you can't use purple and yellow together. It's just you need to desaturate those colors as you work, because you can imagine that like a purple in this range and a yellow in like this range work great together. They don't make you think about the LA Lakers. But it's color at full saturation that causes problems and gives people the biggest fits. And because a lot of the colors you might have in your paint collection might be at full saturation, it makes it harder to think about, okay, well, but you can mix some white or black into them or other colors to desaturate them, and then now everything works. But a color wheel can be good because, again, you can say, okay, which color do I want? And this, they call it pure color. But in which color do I want? I want to paint something that's burgundy. Right, so I pick this violet red burgundy color, and I say, okay, I want to paint something like this. Well, then it gives you, right, the colors that are neighbors that work well with it. It gives you your complementary color that's directly across that you can use to do shadows with and things like that. And then it also creates your split complementaries and your triads, right, so that you can go in and do, this one doesn't have like quadratics or like the rectangle that can be made here, but it'll show you that like your burgundy might really exist well with these kind of greenish yellows and turquoise colors, jades, right? That would be a really great combo, right? And then you can use your greens in for shading and mixing to shadows. And then these colors complement it as nearest neighbors so that you can use them in the same color scheme as being close enough to pull off this color, like for a shadow, a midtone, and a highlight for it. Right, so these would be create your red or your burgundy when you did them, and these would be all your other colors on the model. But like these color wheels don't have browns.
Yeah.
You could call your desaturated yellows browns.
That's
but to
pretty
find
close.
a color wheel that actually has earth tones on it is nearly impossible because that's not what they're thinking you're using the color wheel for, right?
Yeah.
And so it doesn't have a full range of all the colors that you want to use, especially when painting everything from fantasy to sci-fi models. We use a lot of browns. We use a lot of near black colors like Payne's Gray.
Yeah.
We use a lot of colors that aren't on your typical color wheel that make people that buy a color wheel feel like they're doing something wrong or not getting it because I look at this color wheel and it doesn't give me enough information for what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Which is why I say buy the colors, start with simple stuff, and just start throwing color on the model will be the best thing you can do. Are your punch-ins not working?
No, I was punched out for the color wheel.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I wanted to get that whole in frame. Valley Slim says, does anybody use the magnifying headset things for miniatures? Jason uses readers.
I'm sure a lot of people do. I don't. I just have my 1 point, what are these, 1.25, 1.5s?
Yeah.
1.5 readers. Right?
Yeah.
So.
F-Man says, with the wheel, what are Jason's views on the Deck of Many Colors by Ninjon?
I mean, I think if you can get anything like that give you color schemes that can help kickstart your idea process, that it can't be a bad thing. I think he based that off of the Color Cube deal that he did a sponsorship with a while back. There's a woman that makes a thing called the Color Cube. and it's a really nice, thing as well. It's
Yeah, I like the color cubes. I've got actually two of those. I bought those a long time ago.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time,
Yeah.
and so that kind of thing's been around for a long time. I always tell people go to the hardware store
And get the
in the
paint
paint
swatches.
department and
Yeah.
and get the paint swatch books that are done. They're usually done. The only problem with them is they're usually done by seasonal content. So
Yeah.
they'll have like, hey, these are the things for winter, and that may not match, your style of what you're trying to do. But those books at Home Depot that are free,
Yeah,
that you can
they're-
get from like Bear Paint, or go into like a Sherwin-Williams. Those work great because they have all sorts of colors that work well together, and you can get those booklets for nothing. And then you have great ideas for color schemes. But I mean, in that same vein, go Google cool color schemes, and you'd be surprised
You'll find
at
a
how
lot.
many awesome things you get as like swatches of color and things. So
Wow, Panic Bomb. 485-day stream streak. That's wild.
Panic Bomb, thank you so much, man.
Commander Owls also has 15. That's a lot, Panic Bomb.
I will tell you that if you're struggling with picking colors, there are so many good ways to go about getting ideas. And some of them are right in front of your face that just may not seem like the way you think. Is that I would look at it and say, okay, I'm painting a Tau army. So let me go Google painted Tau army.
Yeah.
And guess what you'll get? You'll get some really crazy color schemes. As long as I'm not looking for quality of paint, I might just be looking at how people put color together.
Yeah.
And it might be like, oh, I never thought about flipping the Tau color scheme upside down and using it mostly as a gray white with that ochre yellow as the accent colors, because I'm used to seeing it the other way around. That might spur your mind into like, oh, that would be rad, because I don't want to just do the box art that all my friends have done. I want to do something new, but I'm not good with color. So go look at the way people have painted Tau armies. If you're painting Tau, if you're painting Space Marines, go look at painted Space Marine army, and you'll find all these things that other people have done that can. You don't copy them necessarily. You just use them as that inspiration. Like, ooh, I really like that this guy did the areas in between the armor panels, not in pure black, but did it in Payne's gray or like a dark blue. That looks really kick-ass. And I could do my Space Marines green with a dark blue rubber suit underneath, and that'd be neat. So you can find some really cool ideas that way. I don't think that there is any get-out-of-jail-free pass or silver bullet where you can buy a piece of paper with a color scheme on it and pull it off. You have to know about the colors on the card, because the card's not going to tell you where to put the colors and how to shade the colors and how to do all that. So what it's going to do is give you some interesting looking colors that now work together. Then you're going to have to explore where you should use those. Because if you have a color scheme that has like maybe one vibrant color and a bunch of desaturated colors, now you have to pick, where does the vibrant color go? Do I make it the Space Marine armor as the vibrant color and then the desaturated colors are everything else? Or do I paint one of the desaturated colors as the armor and use the vibrant color as a spot highlight, like maybe the power sword or the eyes or some accent color like a stripe on the shoulder or the logo or something, right? There's still a bunch of decisions that have to be made that can make or break the way your composition comes together. But I think the best way to go about it is to forget about color and focus on your highlights and shadows and contrast. Get good with that, and you will make your models look better no matter what. And then color, I always say color is tertiary, right? Value and volume do all the lifting. Color gets all the credit, right? That's an old statement in art. That really what makes your painting look good is the contrast you create in the volumes and the brightness and darkness that you get on the model. That's really what we're seeing with this Tau model right now. This is a quickly painted model. I'm not putting a lot of time into it, and it's turning out great. But that's because of the brightness and darkness, the contrast we've created with the panel lining and the airbrushing that we did gives us a really solid foundation. The color of this model doesn't matter. I could have colored this model any color under the sun had I treated it the same with darkness to brightness and the edge highlighting and all that. It would have all been equally as awesome.
Yeah.
I don't worry about color. I do in the sense of, hey, I want this army to be a blackish army. So then I go and I create a blackish look that I want for it. Great. Right? But that's all I'm thinking about. If I'm painting Imperial Fist, I'm like, I want to do a cool yellow, and so I go and pick a couple of yellows that I want. But the goal is not the yellow. The goal is to make the yellow interesting, and that's done through value and volume by creating contrast on the model, right? Because you can just throw a color on a model, and it could be the most awesome color you've ever seen. The model will look horrible if you don't work with that color more than just the color itself. You have to shade it, highlight it, mix it with other colors, put it next to contrasting areas that make it look live and pop and do what you need it to do. So that is done through practice. Now you can read Color and Light.
Color and Light.
Color and Light. I always
Color-
say Light and Color, but I think it's Color and Light.
Color and Light.
The book Color and Light. We've probably sold more of this book than anybody on the planet.
Yeah.
And I don't even read books. I can't read, but I can, but I don't. But books like that I think are really great because it will walk you through some of that. They're great interpretations of how color and light work to come together to form the full picture. And that's really what you're trying to do. Because as a painter, you're not painting color, you're painting the light that it gives you color. Because if you hit the light switch off, boop, all color goes away.
Right.
So what you're doing, and I subscribe to the Da Vinci School of Art, and Leonardo da Vinci, when you get into some of his writings and what he thought about art, is that he started painting from a dark base. He was one of the few artists at the time that worked off a dark canvas and brought things to life off of that. He would paint the bright colors on top of the dark colors, which is a tougher thing to do sometimes, but he did that and worked at it because he believed, like I do, that until there's light, right, everything is dark first. It's only by adding light to the darkness that you get volume and shape and contrast and all of that. So that made sense to me, and I really glommed onto that. That's the way I paint. Is I start everything with a black or dark prime coat, and then I build my dark midtones, my bright midtones, my dark highlights, and my bright highlights on top of that, and that's how I create the shape and the vision that I'm wanting to do. That's where you need to really focus all of your attention, I believe, is in the how to create the effect of lighting on your models first. And it doesn't have to be the way I do it. Go out there and find some way that really clicks with you, right? It could be that you just zenithal your models and that gives you your highlight and your volumes, and then you just do one step over the top of it, like a contrast style painting over the top of it. That's why those can work really well or look really bad, because it all depends on how you built your lighting underneath them as to what they look like at the end of the day. Yeah. If you just paint the model white and put the one step over it, it's going to give you some volume and some contrast, but it would be so much better if you built some of that contrast on the model first with black and white as a zenithal. So, like I said, I don't get too hung up on color. I'm not saying it isn't important, but I think you really need to spend most of your time focusing in on how you can get better at your shading and your highlighting so that your models really have that depth that then helps color come alive. There, end of rant.
Hey, that was a good rant. Now, can you repeat that for me, Jason?
Never.
Somebody was asking on this topic, which was a while ago, so we'll just ask about it. On the topic, can you talk about Rogue Hobbies Monument Set?
What do you want to know?
What do just talk about it? How was it formed?
So Louise is a very vibrant character, and so when we started talking, she was super stoked. She had started using Pro Acryl, really loved our paints. We got in contact with her and said, hey, if you had the opportunity to make a signature line, what would you do? And she just like fangirled out and was like, yes, let's do this.
Yeah.
And she was like, it really needs to be me. She has that bright personality. She's really bubbly. It wanted to be those kind of bright colors. And so we just looked at what she did. She sent me a big test sheet of colors that she loved. And of course, with her like Goblin Town stuff, some of them were goblin greens and things like that. A lot of them were just bright, vivid colors that she loved from her Games Workshop past. And so we took a look at them and really just worked out, okay, well, I have these colors. We worked, that set is really out of 6 colors is split between her and me. It was 3 colors that she really wanted and 3 colors that I really wanted to make for her.
Yeah.
Which were the bismuth yellow, the blue,
the
ultramarine blue, and the dark turquoise.
Dark turquoise.
Right.
Dark turquoise is awesome.
Those were the colors that I really wanted to have on her set, because they fit the line of Pro Acryl.
Yeah.
So it was a really good partnership on that one. One of the funnest that we've done.
It's an awesome set, and you add black and white to it. She did a great video.
Oh yeah, it's a built-in CMYK painting journey, right? Because the ultramarine works as cyan, the bismuth, they're both the ultramarine is single pigment, the cyan is the bismuth yellow is single pigment, and so then you add in the dark turquoise, the dark magenta. Or the dark hot pink that she has, not dark magenta. The dark hot pink that she has works great as a magenta in that set. So you have the makings of just being able to paint just with those colors, adding black and white, and you can just go to town. So they're great, and they're bright, vivid colors. That bright green is just one of the best greens we make. They're fantastic. Yeah, Albert. It's a set you didn't know you needed until you get it. Because again, it looks like a set where it's like, well, I'm not going to paint any of my models that color. That's not the point. They are colors you're going to use on lots of your models. Right.
Albert, you were asking about painting faces. Check out that VOD. We took that whole day to do a a whole how to paint 3 different faces, check that out. It's a great video. You're going to learn a lot from it.
Oh, the one at the small scale, like doing the marine faces.
And we're editing that one, so stay tuned. That one is coming.
Yeah, that's a good video.
So anyway, but that's the full thing right there. We walk you through. Jason did a whole thing on 3 different ways to do it. So go check that out. Papa Chicken says, I had this one joke about a pencil, but it was pointless. So I had another joke about paper, but it was terrible. Finally, I tried another one about a pen, but I couldn't get the ballpoint rolling. So I didn't tell any of them. Here we go.
That's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Wow. Is the printer ink comes in those colors? Shadowcast? I have no idea what you're talking about. Is that printer ink comes in those colors?
CMYK?
Is that what you're talking about? Maybe.
Yeah, CMYK is your print standard for cyan, magenta, yellow, and K is your contrast, your black and white, right?
Yeah.
Your chroma.
Wirehead, take it easy.
As they call it.
Yes,
right?
CMYK, got it. Yep.
Chroma layer, and the chroma layer is white and black. And so, yeah, that's what printer ink does when you do a color printer. Some of them might have other cartridges for other colors at some point in time. I've seen some very fancy ones that you can get like greens and things like that are pre-mixed, but in general CMYK, because that's how your whole like Pantone world is built. That's how the world of processed color is built, is around CMYK, because you can make 256 million colors out of those colors. So if you just mix CMYK, you can get everything. The problem with it for paint, and why we don't just make green out of yellow and blue. Thank you, Gabe. Oh, did you only bring one?
Gabe brought one. No, that's James Gray Wash.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. The other stuff is on your desk.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you. But the reason why you don't find us as a paint manufacturer, other paint manufacturers use a more what we'll call CMYK mixing method, like Home Depot does, to make their paint. But the reality is it can make any color, but it can't make every color great. You still need to go to direct pigmentation in order to make paint great. And that's what we do differently, is that we start every color with, or the bulk of the colors that we make start with a parent pigment that is in the hue of the color you're buying, as opposed to like buying a green that doesn't have any real green pigment in it.
Baldman says, Jason, can you guarantee that I will get a Monument Hobby signature set before Chris ever does? Says Baldman.
Oh, 100%.
Well, once
100%. The Baldman signature set would definitely happen before the Christopher McSushi set comes out. The sushi set. Although,
I didn't make
technically, that's not true.
Why is that?
Because the Christmas sushi set is right there under the lamp.
Do you see what I did to the bulb to remind
it flickers
you?
To remind us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
cool.
great.
You guys should see it. It's really
cool. That lamp is failing.
No. That's on purpose. I changed the light bulb.
That lamp is failing.
This
Chris.
I wanted a little bit more light
That's
on
called
the Pro
a failing
one-step
lamp,
banner.
Chris. A lamp that is failing.
Mo, I haven't seen Tim. I haven't seen Tim lately. Tim, are you out there? You lurking?
He's been on Discord.
What do you put in Bald Man? Says Shadowcast. We don't care. I don't care. Probably shampoo. Color number 1.
What?
For Bald Man. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Blue shampoo. Bald Man. Over my dead body.
Ogre my dead body?
Is what I would say. Ochre my dead body. Towel
you do it.
Towel over my... It's Gabe!
Where?
He just came in.
Oh. Gabe gets the villain music.
We don't allow Gabe in here. Still angry he's not bald. He's not bald. He's well-haired.
Well-haired. Wow. Okay. What are you, Christopher?
I'm something, man. I don't know anymore.
He's like
hey,
but
Sam
Squanch.
Speaking of something,
Christopher's like a Sam Squanch.
Somebody has a name called Sandwich Bro, and I like that. Sandwich Bro, I know you're in here. I just saw you text. I like that name. Scorcher says, "My hobbies. That's not how that works." Thank you.
That's
Scorcher.
not how that works.
That's not how that works. Everybody's bald under the hair. Spaznat, that's super deep. I feel you.
That actually is super deep.
Wow. Everybody's bald under their hair, man. Sandwich,
you
bro.
Go,
I was summoned.
You go like full hippie mode.
Yeah, man. Everybody's bald underneath, man.
He's like in total hipster.
Everybody's bald at your form.
Everybody needs to start snapping.
How now, brown towel? Thank you, Double T. That was great.
What?
How now, brown towel?
Don't egg these people on.
How now, brown... Sorry, let me get this out.
Don't egg these people on.
How now, brown towel?
Stop egging these people on.
What do you got over there? You guys like how I can really point at you with this finger?
No.
Look at the depth of field on that.
Oh my God.
I won't do that. Swifter
Chad,
Bear.
I apologize.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Swifter Bear. I've switched to a glass pallet. How do you clean it? Great question. You're going to go find a 5-gallon bucket. You can get it from any hardware store, and you fill it up.
You might want to tell him depending on the size, because if you bought the big one like you guys have, it doesn't fit in the 5-gallon.
Yours
bucket.
Is a 8x11 or 9
by 12 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you got the bigger one, you're SOL on that one. But what you do is you put it in the 5-gallon bucket, you fill it with Dawn dish soap.
Dawn dish soap.
Not sponsored.
Oh,
and
rats.
and I leave it in there overnight at least. Sometimes I let his cook a little bit. Yeah. And that's it. And then you just wipes right off with a Scrub Daddy, also not sponsored. Or just a regular sponge. Not sponsored. We're not
sponsored by regular sponge.
We need to. Okay.
Damn it. Somebody call regular sponge company.
I bet you. I'll call Sponge Daddy. They'd sponsor us.
We're sponsored by Sponge Daddy.
Yeah, they would totally sponsor us.
I want to be sponsored by Silly Nonsense.
Can we be sponsored by Rich Man Funny Funds Company? Free Money Company? What's that?
The Free Money Company?
Yeah, we want to be sponsored by them. Free money. Nothing's for free.
Yeah, nothing's free, Chris.
Mo says, I'm afraid to open my wet palette at the moment. Ooh, yummy, yummy, yummy. That's probably got a little bit of a little science project going on in there, Mo. I wouldn't be careful.
How long has it been since you painted, Mo?
Oh, Mo. Oh, no, that's an even deeper question. Mo. Or did you switch to the dry palette? Still waiting on the big water sponsor. Double T. We've got we're not sponsored by the water company here in Phoenix, but Dawn Dish Soap, we're getting close. I messaged the CEO, and they said, stop emailing me. And I said,
that means you have a chance.
That means you're listening.
Yeah, that means you have a chance. They answered you back. That means they're interested.
We should, Jason. We promote your product probably more than you do on a daily basis. Maybe not. I would doubt that, actually.
Maybe somewhere out there is a company that would have a lot of fun partnering with us.
Yeah.
Because of how irreverent we are and how much fun we like to have with the silliness of painting war dollies.
Like the husband-in-law team.
Yeah, see, the husband and wife law team. Jen would lose her mind if they
Could you imagine? Mo says, few days ago, I rarely use the wet palette, so it should have some nice goopy sponge. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I'll give you $100 if you drink it straight, Mo.
Gross.
Don't do that. Ryan's like, call Raph. We'll call Raph. We'll get him in here.
Raffy.
Rocco says, I looked away for 5 minutes and now Jason's on the helmet. He's going for it. Well, the edge highlighting on the helmet.
No, I'm base coating it. What are you talking about, edge highlighting?
I'm sorry. I just looked at the screen.
Maybe you just watch and pay attention.
T. Schmid, thank you. Everybody needs a touch of bronze.
Do they though?
Thank you, T. Schmid. You've created a monster.
Yeah, he's...
T. Schmid, if this breaks, it's on you. Let me tell you. Ding, ding, ding. See, here's the depth of field. This is how I actually get it with this lens. You see? That's how it looks like I'm actually pointing at Jason. Where do you get off, Jason?
How you doing?
Look at that. Jason's painting. He won't be able to see it, but you guys can see. It looks like my arm. No. Oh!
Broken.
Almost dropped it. There it is.
Who had the over-under on not before end of stream for when he broke it?
Now I have the perception right. Okay, so it has to be right there when I'm pointing at you.
T. Schmidt.
Chris, get that thing out of my face.
Yeah, T. Schmidt.
Get that corn out of my face.
He's lost his mind because of this damn thing you've sent him.
Border. 1 second. Thank you for that sub.
I don't know that anybody at the company has any respect for you anymore, T. Schmidt.
T. Schmidt. That one is significantly stronger than the last. You're a monster if you break it. Good. Now you understand.
He says that he's blaming you if it breaks.
Now I am the master. Nacho Libre in this economy? That's hilarious, Coyote. Is that your strong hand, says Tadpole? Everybody calm down. This is a business painting stream. We are a business
that paints,
and we mean business 90% of the time.
Oh God,
golly!
When does the 90% happen?
This immediately.
Oh,
right now.
All right.
Business.
Are we back?
What's Jason doing? I'm painting, Christopher.
I'm the only one being serious over here.
Now, Baselayer says, now you're in T. Schmidt's pocket, Chris. I guess so. Let's take it back a notch. Jason, what are you painting today? And how are you doing it? Nice. Nice.
So,
good stuff.
In front of you, Chris, is a trio of screens. And on one of those screens is a video.
There's 4 actually.
Of what I'm doing.
There
are 4. On 2 of those screens is what I'm doing.
That's true. And then I've got chat.
And I have been holding up every paint I've been using.
1 second.
Of which there have only been 3 today. So well within your ability to remember. See? See?
I don't have a comment. Wow, that goes forever. Yikes.
See?
Chow Tao. Jason.
Did you have to deal with Chad?
Vipus says. Monument James says, what color is that? Vipus says, Jason, would you be sad if I put a hit out on Chris? Whoa! I'll fight to the death.
That's real.
Come at me.
Real. I got real dark, real quick. Chris is ready to go.
I'm ready to die. I'm ready to go at any minute. Gabe, go back and watch stream, you sack-filled beggins. I'm not telling you what color this is. Face man, give him hell. I'm so excited for all of you watching stream today. Chris needs to lay off the special sauce, if you know what I mean.
100%. What are we supposed to do with the antennae? Do the antennae also get colored the white, or do they get a separate color?
Like the wings on the antennae right there.
On his head.
I don't know. Tadpole Jackson says, "What's the workup, Chris?" I won't tell you. Scorcher says, "Chris, I'm 6'8". I'll be your security guard." Whoa! You must be friends with Flapjack. Stan says, "Okay, here's a real question." Oh, Mo says red would look good with the white and yellow.
Well, I'm going to do red on the base, Mo. So that's the only problem, is I'm going to do Martian Earth. So I'm trying to stay away from red on any of the model stuff. So here we go. Just to answer my own question.
Can you scoot over a little bit?
No.
Pretty please.
I can't.
For all the
Stop
kids
yelling at me.
At home. Stan, this is actually a really good question, and we are going to answer this question. Jason, if chat raised $1.2 million, would you fire Chris? I would say yes, because then hopefully he would split it with me, and so that we get a lot of money from chat. And then I'd take that L and then come work here for free. That's how we would do that. So technically I'd be fired, right?
Somewhere there's some math that
we
works
could do.
there.
That's what I'm saying. If you guys raise $1.2 million,
somewhere there's some math
I'll put in my
works.
resignation and then come work for Monument for free.
You'll just do volunteer work.
That's right. So to answer your question, Stan, fund away. I take cash.
And small denomination.
Bo's like, make them plaid. Mo, you almost said a real thing, and then you went to plaid. You almost kept straight there, Mo. You were almost on the straight and narrow.
You can't do it. They can't do it. When left to their own devices, they can't do it. I don't want to get on a plane tonight.
That was really out there. Can you send her up for me?
No.
Sweet Mary Magdalene.
No, I can't. It's very apparent that I can't do anything you like.
Do I need to straighten out your camera? Yikes. Do I need to straighten out your camera?
I mean, you're the one that messed it up in the first place, so yeah.
That's what the lady of the night said to me.
What?
What?
You're
Stan
the one that
says,
messed it up in the first place?
no.
Oh.
Don't listen to me.
Oh.
Chris, you're relying on Jason actually sharing it with you? He would do it. Because he would profit in this. He would. Oh. That was a stare of.
Oh, I totally 100% split it with you, Chris.
It seems disingenuous. Jason keeps the job and not Chris is out to the wild.
Oh, I just wasted a bunch of paint. That wasn't the color I wanted. Well, we'll use it anyway.
What color are you using?
Well, I put out titanium white. I guess I'll mix titanium white and slate gray. I really wanted to put out bright neutral gray, but I messed that up.
Jason?
So here we're using white now.
Jason.
This is how this works.
Can we please start a Kickstarter to fire me and
No.
set it for $1.2 million?
No, I'm not going to fire you.
We can do a GoFundMe. How funny would that be? That's hilarious. I'm not going anywhere, chat. You see that big old finger in your face? I'm not going. You guys can go touch a bronze yourselves. What?
Whoa.
Where's the donate button again?
You just said you could go touch a bronze yourselves.
Jason, why don't you want to get on a plane?
I don't know.
Is that a rhetorical question?
I don't know. I'm excited to be at Contrast. I'm not excited about getting to Contrast.
Yes, I would agree. I 1,000% agree with you in all situations. Once
And
you're there, it's awesome.
It's mostly because the last few times I've flown internationally, it's been nothing but calamity.
That is true. I would not disagree with your statement. So I know exactly why you don't want to go. So I concur. Do you like how I concur?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Me either. Hey, speaking of not knowing, guess what? Jason is going to be in Contrast, and he's going to take so many pictures. Isn't that right, Jason?
I've been told yes.
The answer to that is
I've been
yes.
told I'm taking pictures.
Perfect. But he will also be there. So if you are there, go hang out with Jason. He will be in the Darwin room. And also, Kyle, our very one and only Kyle, Mr. Kyle Kinghorn, will be at UK Games Expo. Go say hi to him.
Jet.
I did. You like that? And then Mally and Allie will also be in Open de Loust. Deloust? Is it Open de Loust?
In Nantes.
In Nantes. Are you sure it's in Nantes?
That's what they said today.
It's somewhere.
I think it's down around Nantes.
Regardless,
It might be in like a suburb.
go
or some little
say
village.
hi. We're all over the place.
That's the south of France.
You're the south of France. I don't know. Did that work?
No.
Cass Angel, I followed and loved your workups for red hair and blonde hair. What would you recommend for brunette and brown hair? Great question, Cass Angel. Way to get us back on track. Let me pin yours on YouTube here like a good Samaritan. There it is.
Brunette and brown have lots of different shades. So talk to me about what you like, because you can get into like auburn with a little bit of red, so you can do brunettes underneath. Like with mahogany works really well. If you want a little touch of reddishness to it, right? But also just going with browns works great, right? You can just stay in like the dark and light umber realm. That works good.
Yeah.
You can add golden browns into it. There's all sorts of color combos for brown hair. I find that when I'm doing it, if I want inspiration, again, Google Images can be your best friend, and just Google up some amazing brunette. Well, maybe not Google amazing brunettes. That might get you something totally different.
Well, maybe not. Hey, but that's okay. Uh, Paul Loeb says, can't wait to meet Jason on Contrast. Also, it is going to be my birthday weekend. Hey, make sure to take a picture with him.
Hey, it's my birthday weekend.
It
can't be
is.
your birthday weekend. It's my birthday weekend.
It is Jason's birthday weekend.
When's your birthday?
Every day, Jason.
My birthday's every day because I get to spend it with you.
Yes. AC Miniatures, perfect.
I don't even get paid to say that stuff.
AC Miniatures, welcome in, Raiders. What a great time to enter.
What a great time to be alive.
AC, thanks, man. Shout out to AC Miniatures.
What's going on, brother?
We appreciate you all. Welcome in, everybody.
My man Aaron, doing the Lord's work. What color of purple you're painting lately, my man? He's been painting an amazing, bust lately, right? Haven't I seen you been painting a female bust, or I don't know if I can't remember if it's like a bigger figure or if it's, I think it's a bust, right?
If you are not familiar with AC Miniatures, go give him a follow. Thank you again for that raid. We were just talking about how it's Jason's birthday every day. Paul says 29th of May is their birthday.
I'm 30th. So I am the following day.
Maybe you should all be here next week. That's what I'm going to say. Wink, wink. When you get back, Jason?
I am back late Monday night, so I should be back on stream Tuesday.
Good. Wink, wink.
Worrisome.
AC says she's finished, moved on to a 75mm after her, but gonna go back to GWPs tonight. Nice.
Nice. Yeah, she looked great.
Shout out. Thank you so much for that raid. We appreciate that, man. Bing, 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 bing. Yes. If you are just first time coming to Monument Hobbies here, welcome. My name is Christopher, and that is Jason.
Hi.
We are all painting this beautiful Tau model together, and by we I mean Jason, and by Jason I mean us, the collective chat. And we're so glad you're here.
We're painting with communism, it appears.
I guess so, because that's what Tau is? ?
Yes.
Oh, need to pack for UK Games Expo? Yes, AC will be there. Kyle's gonna be there. Yeah, we make all of the paint and hobby products you see Jason using. We are the makers of Pro Acryl, and it's delectable. That was not a test. See, I almost got you there. 1 second. Where's a button?
Just any button?
Yeah. Who is it? It's not the painting police. You do not eat the paint. Well, it is the painting police. Do not eat the paint.
Chad, I apologize.
Hey,
for
you guys
Chris
should.
Well, it's not even ahead of time. He's already, damage is done. So I apologize. This is
Apologize. Don't apologize for me. I'm a grown man.
Well, you should act like it then. Don't play Gabe's theme song when Gabe's not even here.
This?
What the hell? Was that a record scratch?
Yeah, that was.
That's awesome.
Whoa. Don't know about that. This is a good one.
That's awesome.
There you go. We got a lot of good ones on this bad boy.
I mean, you're into
oh, this is a good one.
What the hell is that? It's snoring?
It's sleeping. Oh,
that's like some very Hollywood sleeping.
Hollywood. We have a great time here. That's the moral of that story.
He does.
And we do this Monday through Friday.
Suffer through it.
2 to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and that is Monument Standard Time. If you don't know what time that is the time in Phoenix, Arizona. So go check your clock and add it to your little widget. And yeah, we do this every day from 2 to 4.
Does everybody have a little widget?
I don't know about that one. I would say so. Rocco says, so Chris, let's say hypothetically, of course, we already had eaten the paint before you let us know not to. You're a plant, and I understand those questions, and false. You should throw up immediately. And anti-eat the paint? I don't know what to do.
So what we're promoting botulism now? What are
No, no, just don't eat the paint. How do I make myself clear? Dungeon Tales, you guys need to take the show on the radio. Hey, just close your eyes.
Chris has a face for radio, so we're already thinking.
Just close your eyes, and it's essentially the radio. We don't put this on the YouTube podcast playlist, but maybe we should start doing that, Jason. We'll start double dipping, which is quadruple dipping.
I think white's the right choice.
Wad, I was told my widget was perfectly adequate. Thank you very much.
Hey,
Yikes!
Whoa,
Hey,
such a good one. I have such a good one that I can't say.
Ew.
It's not the kind of channel we are, but was you lobbed that one over the plate, my friend. Lobbed that one over the plate.
We're back. I'm getting this back on the road. We are painting up some Tau. Jason, for those people who are just coming into stream, can you remind us what this workup is?
Which the white that I'm doing, or just the overall model? Just
the overall model. How'd you get to this spot?
The model is a undercoat of Prima black, and then over the black I did dark purple, or I'm sorry, royal purple, and then as a base, and then pale yellow over the royal purple. So you had royal purple, pale yellow, and then a dry brush of white, bold titanium white, straight over the top of that. So that set up all of our volumes. It got all of our highlights where I needed them and things like that. And then I took the new one-step dark blue black and thinned it out about 50-50 with water. And then I just airbrush filtered it over the top. And so it gave us this really cool kind of black-ish color that gives us a chromatic black for the armor that has a little bit of a tinge of green to it. And that's it. That's all I did. And then I took our faded green, just our normal Pro faded green, and did some edge highlighting for my first edge highlights. We'll go back over that with something like maybe bright ivory to do little specular highlights for bringing in the shine on the metal. And then now I'm working on the helmet. And I did Payne's Gray wash over all of the chicken leg bits, the metal under bits, to darken them up. And then some of the emblems. And then on the helmet now, I've done dark neutral gray into slate gray, and not mixing white with the slate gray.
And Shadowcast says, okay, here's a theory question. What other uses can there be for one-step paints? Filters, washes, etc.?
All of the above.
Yeah, they're amazing filters to the airbrush. I know I keep preaching that, but dang, it was life-changing for me. Really helped me with my filters, too. Like practice and be able to do that, right?
Yeah, it is. They're amazing. They airbrush fantastic. They do everything you can imagine, and make it all easier when it comes to filtering. Whether you want to do washes with them, you can add water to them, just get them lower viscosity so they flow a little bit differently, and then they make great washes. They are going to have a heavier filter effect than a normal wash, though, so be careful with that, right? You don't want to just take them and slop them on a model expecting just to get shading. They're going to color the surface as you apply them because they're meant to have a bigger effect. So think more in terms of how you would be glazing than simple washes. But they do anything.
Droth Vader says, I need Monument to make inks. That's what our transparents are for.
Yeah. I don't like inks because they don't have a good resin in them that makes them cling to the model. And so you have to wind up varnishing, or they re-wet and never really cure the way you want them to on a model you're going to be touching with your hands all the time. So I prefer to use our transparent paints, which are just true acrylic paints. And then with the transparents, you can do everything you can with an ink. They give you the same intensity of color, same saturation, without that annoying inky sheen, and in a way that really allows you to better control the paint at the end of the day.
Program says, how do you approach highlights on flat areas for non-armor and armor? Is there a difference, if there's a difference?
How do you approach highlights on flat areas?
Yeah, for non-armor. and armor.
Well, shapes are going to highlight the same regardless, unless they're made out of a material like cloth that absorbs more light than reflects, right? So we talk a lot about material properties of different things that you're painting and how, shiny objects will go to a brighter highlight, right? Because they reflect more light, but that, absorptive rather than reflective things like cloth and leather to some extent, although leather can be very shiny too. You're always looking at the material that you're painting, but a flat face on something would highlight similarly, no matter what it was, whether it was armor or not. It's just then now what's it made out of? Is it something that's soft and absorbent? If it is, then it probably doesn't highlight to as bright of a color, but it highlights the same way. You're still going to put the paint in the same location you would if it was armor that you were highlighting. You're just not going to go as bright. Like you might not do an edge highlight of bright like what we've done here if you're doing a shirt kind of a thing. But highlights go where light hits a surface. Doesn't matter what the surface is.
Droth Vader says, I need a bright paint that that's going to flow into a recess via capillary effect. None of the monument paints I've tried do that yet.
So adding the special sauce to our paints will do that 100%. You can do like panel lining with colors and crazy stuff with the special sauce medium. It works a treat for that.
Living Tribunal says, is it hard to paint light metallic blue?
Nah.
Nothing's hard when you put your mind to it.
Yeah, no. I guess the hard part of it can be that your color is going to be a light blue, but you still have to give it dark reflections. You still have to put darkness into it, right? So the problem that I see people have when they're painting what we would call light, non-metallic colors is that they err on the side of not putting enough darkness on them to pull out the dark reflective spots, right? Because remember, reflective surfaces are reflecting things in the environment.
Yeah.
And those things include, dark shadows. And so you just have to make sure you're going dark enough, let's say.
Droth Vader says, I'll try, going back to the capillary thing, I'll try special sauce and bold titanium white.
Yep.
You were saying
Works
that was good for plasma.
doing it in like plasma coils and things like that. It really does work.
Heck, I might do that on my big Titan weapon that I have.
Yep. It'll work, champ.
But you wouldn't use that through the airbrush. You would just put that with a big brush.
No, you need to filter it in there with a brush.
Right.
Right. Because it won't have the capillary action. You can't reproduce that with an airbrush.
Shadowcast, we were just answering that one.
The only way you would get capillary action through an airbrush is to flood the model, and that's not going to work very well for you.
Yeah,
so
it's
don't do it.
Yeah, special sauce with all of our colors. I've been finding that it's just a miracle through the airbrush too. It's awesome. There's good stuff out there.
Some of the best airbrush colors ever. They're not going to be opaque, so just remember that.
Right.
The one thing with One Step, the one thing it can't do is become an opaque base coat. It's going to rely on what's underneath it, no matter what. So just keep that in mind. But with that principle engaged, then it'll do tons.
Booker says, painting Legion with my new One Step and dark blue-black is perfect
for
so dark
good.
Gray droids.
Oh, it's so
yeah,
good.
dude.
It makes that Star Wars dark metal just like instantly doable.
Doghouse says, I tried it this weekend and oh my gosh, nice. Doghouse, you talking about through the airbrush? Because it's fantastic. Or you're talking about the plasma effect. And Little Billy says, Jason, real question, not a Chris insult. I tried out non-metallic metal you did on the Lion, but the Lion of Jabir, but I wanted a little bit more punch out of the yellow. What changes would you make to get a brighter gold instead of the tarnished gold you demonstrated?
Probably a
Good
very
question.
thin down warm yellow One Step, right?
Yeah.
We put the warm yellow on there. Part of what you're talking about just happens because you don't put the darker tarnished colors on top of it. So that's the biggest key. Leave it with more of a thin down approach with the dark green brown. And I can't remember what else we put on it. But, thin those colors down more. If you're looking to still get, detail shading done on it, you can do that. And then you don't have it as tarnished.
If that answers your question, little Billy. Lard says, trying out special sauce and metallics for the first time. This stuff is amazing.
Really
I mixed
it,
in
champ.
with dark jade and now have a new favorite paint. Woohoo! We're so glad.
Awesome. Yeah, especially with the darker colors, you're just going to get blasted. They're going to do so well. Yeah. But all the colors, even bright colors, work really, really well. So
every single color you will enjoy. I guarantee it.
That was sultry.
It's good. It's good stuff. I had a spiritual moment when I was painting my sentinels with the blue and the metallic medium and special sauce. It's good stuff. Question says, Sandwich Bro, is it ill-advised to mix one step with metallic medium and give in paint? Well, I just said that. It's amazing.
Not ill-advised at all.
If you want to go check out what I'm talking about, if you go back a couple weeks ago now, or no, a week ago, sorry. Not that, it hasn't been that long. I did that same thing with my sentinels. You can literally see it in action. Special sauce. Yes, programmed. That is our one-step medium. Sandwich Bro says, question, who's this person who's talking alongside Jason? Well.
Wouldn't we all like to know? How did he even get
Well. Every story has a villain. Every drama has a villain.
Oh, and we are nothing if not dramatic around here.
And what is the building of this grand company, but if not a drama? Yeah.
That's Chris.
My name's Christopher. I'm 59 years old today. It's my birthday.
It's not his birthday. He's not 59.
X up in chat if it's, it's
like
my
34.
birthday. Bugs, yes. X up in chat if you know it's my birthday. Because every day's my birthday. Thanks, T. Schmidt. It is technically my birthday. I did get a present today.
It is not his birthday.
How do you build up off mango yellow colored figurine? What colors or shades to work with?
Mango yellow.
Mango yellow.
I'm not. I that doesn't make me think of any particular yellow. So I got to think in terms of what does mango yellow.
I almost see like warm yellow being almost mango.
Feels like more of a peachy thing.
Mango?
Orangey
I see
yellow?
as more orangey yellow,
Yeah,
right?
orangey yellow.
Mill, is that what you're talking about? More of like an orangey yellow? What colors or shades to work with? Orange yellow. Okay. What would you use for a shade? I know pink is popular, but that's just trendy right now.
Well, pink's not a shade for yellow. Pink as an underlayment for yellow gives you orange. That's color mixing. And so if you want orange shadows, just start with orange.
Orange yellow. Right? Yeah, there
so
you go.
That works really well. You can go in with oranges, dark, like burnt oranges as shades for it. Work really, really well. So that would be kind of where I would look to start.
You could do burnt orange.
Yeah, burnt orange, burnt sienna. Colors like that do really, really well with yellow as an undertone. Browns tend to be a little one-dimensional, so I stay away from them unless there's a specific thing that I have in mind.
Yeah.
Oranges I really, really like. I love greens underneath yellows, but that's mainly for things like non-metallic gold. When I'm painting non-metallics.
There you go.
But that works really well. Yeah, I think that's my answer. Oranges. Yeah. If you're already dealing with an orangey yellow, then that works great. Now, like I said, you can get adventurous and things like the green make perfect sense and do very well. But they may not give you the look that you want for the project you're working on.
That Chai Cat has a question. I'm struggling a bit to understand how to apply ivory with one step. I have some dudes with some white armor, but I'm not sure how to underpaint to get the ivory to look right. Love the line, just having trouble wrapping my head around the contrast style whites. Great question.
Well, the biggest thing is that when you're trying to create a white with contrast, you're not really painting a white or a bright color like ivory. You're usually painting a darker color like a mid-tone gray. And you're letting the brightness of the undercoat, right, the white zenithal or whatever it is, you're letting that show through, and that's brightening that color up, but it's allowing it to remain dark in the shadows, which is giving you your volume and value for your white, your fake white, right? So, like if I show you what we're doing for our fake white in one step, it is this,
It's kind of like
right?
oh.
So it's like a bright cool gray, right? This upper body part.
Yeah.
So it's like bright, cool gray. So you put that on there, and that all of a sudden gives you the shadows you want, but because the white underneath it shows through, it brightens that color up. So when you're doing a white, you're always starting with a darker color. Usually for these types of paints, you're starting with a darker color. I think that you're probably at about the level of bone or khaki at being the brightest colors that you do with one step until you jump to making an effect paint doing like plasma coils with white and things like that. I don't think you use brighter colors very often unless you're doing underglow and OSL and things like that. I think that if you look at the value of khaki or bone, as I'm just grabbing colors out of the rack, I think this is where you stop, because these, and even bone's going to be a struggle because it's not going to have a lot of shading to it. If I look at a color that this, well, not gray green because it's going to be funky. Let's look at cool gray, all right? So if you look at cool gray is kind of what you're seeing here in the shadows, right? And it's just the fact that the white underneath and the way one step works is brightening it up on all the other areas. So this is the color I would use for white. Grab like cool gray, mix it with special sauce, and you'll get something like this. Then you dry brush it with white, right? And look at how awesome it gets, right? It becomes white armor. So for clone troopers and stuff like that, that would be fantastic. This has a little bit more blue to it, right? Kind of like white blue, but you can take like our cool gray and it would dull that down a little bit. And that would be the color that I want. See how the shadows on this are about the same value as what you're looking at in the cool gray? That's the kind of color you want to use for white. Because you're relying on the white that you've underpainted to make it brighter. Don't look for the color to be the brightness. Look at the underpaint to be the brightness. That's the key to these types of paints. Across the board, no matter what brand you're using, that's just the key.
Little Billy says, speaking of Chris being a goo goo gaga baby, I used one step peach flesh, dark hot pink, then dark magenta, and dry brushed with peach flesh for my Emperor's Children Terminators. Amazing.
Awesome.
Little Billy, I did not see any Alaskan bullworms. No one cares, Little Billy. Paint, paint, fun, fun. Boo, boo, boo. Wow. You like that? I have to defend my honor.
Very mean. Very, very mean.
Hey.
All right, so I've built up basically the contrasting layers. I got a little bit more I'm gonna do here. I'm trying to build up a dull, dirty white, and so I just need a little bit.
We'll see about that, Little Billy. Hey, Sandwich Bro says, listening to you guys while doing a true solo Space Marine 2 run. Hey, Space Marine 2, that's a fun game. I like it. It just had a big update.
I gave up on it really quick, like before the first mission was over.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Are you not into
It's way too linear.
Yeah, oh yeah. Every once in a while I get into those kinds of games. I get an itch for them.
It's like on rails. It
like, is very much on rails.
I got to do this, and if I don't like doing this, I guess the game is just not playable for me. Yeah, it just didn't do it for me. I really wanted it to.
Yeah.
It's just not my kind of game.
Do you like Vermintide?
Like the co-op portion of it was okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
Those games are very like round mission rail based.
Well, yeah, you have a start and you have an ending, but you're doing it with a group of people trying to get to the co-op version of it. So in a co-op game, yes, but for single-player games, not a chance.
Yeah.
And Space Marine 2 for me is a single-player game, and not it's like Resident Evil 4, I think they did that. They put it on rails, and it was just you go from A to Z, and you didn't get to deviate around and go back and examine and adventure. If I'm playing games like that, I kind of want to have some more openness to it. It doesn't have to be completely open world like Skyrim. I don't necessarily go that far.
I have to play it with Philip when we play. Like if we're gonna play, I've never played Space Marine by myself.
Oh really?
Ever.
Yeah.
Because I can't. You're right.
Yeah.
I cannot play that game.
Yeah, I feel like it's a game where you really need to have it be something that you do with friends. It needs to have the co-op aspect. All right, I'm gonna do some transparent white now.
Oh, cool.
And I'm going to use the special sauce with it.
Yeah, man, Games Workshop, they announced a boatload of video games this last weekend.
Yeah, it was the skulls
Yeah,
thing that they
so
do.
many. Frigid Phoenix, hey, welcome in, Frigid. Hope you all are doing well and welcome back. Hope the trip went well. Yes, it was awesome. No worries. And congratulations. I haven't said that to you. It's been a second, so I wanted to re-congratulate you. Newly married. Hopefully you're doing well as well. Speaking of Space Marine, she's a nice lady. She's a good lady.
She's a good lady.
She's all right, okay?
She's okay.
Frigid, welcome in.
She's pretty okay.
She's all right.
Don't let it go to your head.
Drott says, where do you get those mixing cups? Amazon.
Amazon. They're like $7 for $1 million.
Yeah.
Maybe not $1 million, but you get a lot. And I go through a lot. So I spend $7 quite often. Right. So I want the transparent white to be super milky, super transparent. Because what I'm going to do, zoom in close. What I've done is I build up my grays into my whites like this, just with the brush blending.
Yeah.
Right. And now what this is going to do is smooth out that brush blending. That's pretty good blending, but it's going to smooth it out. And I'm just going to go my brush stroke from our left to our right. Going to brighten up my shadows, but still leave my contrast there.
Let me focus.
And it's going to bring a good overall level of white to everything. So not treating it like a wash. I'm just doing a fast glaze on all these surfaces of it, right? But that's going to brighten up all of these areas. And I can do it as many times as I need to if I want to keep brightening up these things.
Yeah. Huh.
Right. Boom.
Nice.
And it'll start to smooth stuff out and bring a little bit more white into it. I don't want it to be like a super crisp linen white on the model. I want it to be something that is brighter than the rest of the armor, but still kind of dark. Not quite, ultra grim.
Sigis says, any recommendations on doing nasty, dirty, Skaven brass? Brass.
Yeah, brass is typically a little bit greener, right, than gold. Gold lives in a warmer tone and brass is in a greener tone. So most of what I call my non-metallic gold is actually non-metallic brass. But then browns and such work really well. I'm really in love with the dark green brown, whether it's our normal paint or the one-step paint, because of the way that it shades and tarnishes. This could be tarnished brass. So the dark green brown I think works really well.
Yeah.
As a shade for it, because it gives it that tarnished look. Even though brass doesn't necessarily verdigris, it's not its thing. But you're not going to put like verdigris on it. But greens help a lot, not to make it look mossy and wet in the swamp, but just enough to give it some cool effect, I think. So I think something like this really works. This was all done with just warm yellow, and then a dry brush of it was warm yellow and then the orange one step mixed with it over the top, and then it was dry brushed with bright ivory.
I like that.
Then the dark green brown, and then I think bright pale yellow over the top for the edge highlighting and stuff, just to make it very dark. And this was all super easy. Like if you go back and watch the video when I did this from Monday last week, it came together in like 15 minutes. So, right, that's looking good for our white.
Mojo Kojo question: do you have any suggestions to help my understand a show? Okay, 1 second. Do you have any suggestions to help my undershading show through more? I was painting too thin and got chalky results. Now I'm painting too thick, making it harder to see the undershading.
Sure.
Am I just looking for midpoint between these two things? ?
Okay, so painting too thin and painting too thick. Remember, thin is dual language, right? Thin means viscosity and thin means opacity. You're mixing them together, and that is what I think is getting you in trouble. So thin viscosity, meaning it runs like water, thin and watery, is where you get into the chalkiness. Thin opacity is what you want. So how do you do that? You use a medium. you use like our glaze wash medium. The glaze wash medium will make a color thin in opacity, but not thin in viscosity. Is that making sense? There's two factors. You want to be able to see through the paint at a certain level. That's what's going to show your base coat through. Like your base value and your zenithal and all that is going to show through based on how thin the paint is from an opacity standpoint. So you need thin opacity. So if you want to put on a thin layer of yellow and still show the color under the green or the blue underneath, it needs to be thin opacity. But if it's thin viscosity, it gets runny and goes everywhere you don't want it. It gets cloudy and patchy, and you build up enough layers that it gets like chalky. So that's your problem. So using a medium like our glaze and wash medium or our special sauce, more of the glaze wash medium, because special sauce is more watery. Glaze wash medium is thicker, and it's done especially for what you're talking about, because when you mix it with your paint, it lowers the opacity but makes the paint continue to feel like paint, so it stays right where you put it. So it doesn't get chalky, doesn't cause all the problems, doesn't flow where you don't want it, you just paint it on. So get a glaze medium is the way that you're going to get help from that. And then as you build up a confidence in how that's working, then you can start using water in place of the medium. You're not locked into using the medium forever. I use water for everything, but I've become used to working with low viscosity colors that are also low opacity. You'll get there, right? Or you may just love using the medium because the medium takes all the thought out of it, right?
Yeah.
Putting glaze wash medium and lowering the opacity and having it still feel like paint, it just takes all the thought process. You're like, yep, done. All my glazing's easy.
And that right there, just so that you know, Mojo, that is a link to it as well, the medium he's talking about.
I'm just doing another layer of the transparent white. And that gives me a really good blend on my white. Keeps my grays showing through, gives me a little bit of that dirty, gritty look to it. And then brightens it up enough to really show as being white, not just bright gray. You want, it's funny, but dirty white is not the same as just bright gray, right? Dirty white is supposed to sell the fact that, oh yeah, it's white, it's dirty. And bright gray doesn't necessarily show you that it's super dirty, it's just a bright gray. So I think this does a good job of keeping the gray in the shadows, getting me a white helmet.
Hey, Mojo.
Very easy with the brush.
Mojo, if you're in the UK, you said you're UK based, we'll be at UK Games Expo.
Yeah, Element Games, Whaling Games, Firestorm Games. Firestorm Games? I think it's Firestorm Games.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're able to go, but
all those shops carry our stuff. So you should be able to find glaze and wash medium in the UK pretty easily. There's a lot of other independent retailers that carry our stuff too, but boom. White helmet. I like white helmet.
Kingstone, has Chris always been reading the questions mark aloud question mark?
Yes.
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 He sounded like Hedwig.
And the Angry Inch.
I always say question mark. So that Jason knows it's a question mark.
That's not what...
Right?
That actually antithesis of your point.
It's a question mark, right, Jason? Question mark?
Oh, God. See what I have to put up with chat?
It's just the thing I do. I don't know why. I don't know why I do this. Get used to it, chat, because I ain't changing. Question mark? Exclamation mark? I have to type it in my mind.
Just leave him be, chat.
I like Dark Helmet more. All rise for Dark Helmet. Avian says, okay, decided to play around with One Step Dark Blue Black and Dark Angels 40K. So far, period. For an undercoat, should I perhaps go with a yellow, if not a bright green? And would I go with Purple Shadow or something else for Dark Angels?
You're wanting to do like what I'm doing here?
Maybe, Avian?
Because I use pale yellow to get this color, right? So pale yellow and the dark blue black gives me this.
Yeah.
So I think if that's what you're interested in, stick with this. Like pale yellow is your friend.
Avian says yes. Okay.
Yeah, pale yellow is your friend. Too much yellow and you're going to green out the blue black really quick. So you want that pale yellow so that it is basically just a hint of yellow. We use taupe, and taupe had a very similar effect too. So anything that's in that range, I think khaki is too much yellow. right? So you're going to play around.
Yeah.
But if you have pale yellow just works. It's just easy.
You know what I really want to do to this model in particular?
I don't know that we can talk about that in public.
I really want to airbrush dark green over this whole thing, a light dark green. That would be really dope.
What are you talking about? You
I
just
would
ruined my model.
I know. I'm just saying, not this. Sorry. I'm not taking this model and doing it. I'm not doing this model. Oh, my. Let's back up. If I had a model in a similar scheme, I would take dark green, one step, with a little bit of water. Maybe a lot of bit of water. Maybe 1 to 1. Maybe 5 bits of water to 1 part dark green. And then go over this whole model with dark green. You like that?
No.
I tried. Different model. Not this model in particular. Wow. Mo says he's going to start talking about Raw Dog and K-Cups again. No. I won't. Not for Mo, I understand. Thank you. I won't do that. It was a rare comment I made that I shall never live down.
Rare. He says.
Question mark. Chris takes one vacation and the ranting on the channel instantly changes. Hey, the rating on the channel. Yeah, I do. That's what happens when you let loose. No, this is PG. This is a family show. I understand. The description reminds me of watching the green metal on the horse video. Yeah? On the dead horse VOD is what I'm thinking you're talking about there, Wise Wolf. I really like this idea for the setup for some salamander marines. That's kind of what I'm getting at, right? This would be really cool for salamanders if you did dark green over it, but like light dark green, like a lighter dark green. You know what I'm saying?
Light dark?
Light dark, dark light. A lightened version of dark green. There you go. Which is not a lightened version. It would be, I don't know what it's called. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
He doesn't.
Water. I've been really liking water with one step through the airbrush. It's been awesome. Have I made myself clear?
Yes.
Clear as mud.
Clear as mud.
Light and Passion says, sounds like Jason better not leave that model alone. Everybody calm down.
I'm taking it to Poland.
Yeah, I would if I was you. Taking it to Poland. So since Haley, since there's no Friday stream guaranteed giveaway day tomorrow, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you've done that math, I would be here tomorrow. Hudge, hoofly, hoofly, sneak, sneak. Wink, wink. I don't know. Maybe you should just be here for the giveaway tomorrow. Baby Jay's going to do the giveaway because on stream he was like, why don't I get to be a part of a giveaway? As a joke, but he's going to be a part of the giveaway. He knows this. We're planned. Thank you. We have a plan here. Is that right, Jason?
I don't have any plan. All right. White helmet.
Trip says, what is the step progress at the current stage? He just did transparent white over that helmet, if that's what you're talking about,
and
Trip?
then titanium white edging. So I just did the titanium white as the highlight along the edge.
Nice.
And that's the way I would paint white for
sweet
battle armor type situations. I might go a little bit brighter if I were doing like full armor, like for white scars or something. I might go one step brighter. I didn't use the next level of mix of titanium white and slate gray. I could have and brightened it up more and then done the transparent white to brighten it up even more. But I really like this because, again, the kind of chromatic black that I'm doing the armor as doesn't need a whole lot of brightness to provide that color contrast that the white helmet gives me. Right? Like right there, I think that's perfect. It does a good job as another color, but it doesn't overtake the value of the shine on the armor. You know, because what my plan is here before we leave, what do we got, a couple minutes? Not much?
1 minute.
1 minute. Un minuten.
You have something right after.
I do?
Yeah.
What do I have?
Something with Gabe.
Oh, he put that on my schedule. He can wait, that guy. I think maybe let's go bright ivory.
Pale yellow, yes.
Let's go bright ivory. It isn't exactly what I need, but I'm not going to mix faded green and white here. That's really what I should be doing for this. But I think pale yellow is going to work pretty well. Or the bright ivory, sorry. If I use bright ivory here, and I show you what my plan is for going into highlights on the armor, like the final highlights. I could use white, but then it would fight with the white helmet. So, you know, bright ivory versus white. Very close, but just a little more yellow to it. And this is where I'm going to go in and do like the brightest little pokes of light on this armor that we've got. Right, so maybe like that. So that it's not really overly abusive, right? We're not trying to overtake the whole model, but we want those little pinprick areas where we have the brightest edges, or where the brightest edges should be, like right along that neck there, you know, right up on this gorget collar piece. And I can just kind of stipple it out if I don't want to blend it. And this is really like the least amount of paint you'll put on the model. You're just barely grabbing these bright corners and edge spots. Come on, paintbrush. There we go. Right. And so now it gives that next level of kind of shine to the armor that pops it out a little bit, but without making the armor overly bright, right? We're not trying to turn the armor color brighter. We're doing it just by giving it these little pinpricks of light every so often, where we know we'd get a little bit more of a glint on the shine, right? And so we'll go through and do that on the whole model. It's why I've done the faded green highlights in larger amounts than I would normally do if that were the final highlight. So that, whoop, that nearly was dangerous. So I can come back in and quickly do these little bitty shine spots like that.
See you later, Scorched Earth.
And now it's like a blended highlight along that area where I do the brightness. So it's kind of using the faded green as a setup for what comes after, which is just this little poke occasionally. More leaning towards, you know, where we have the directional light from the right. Like that. And so now what was a thick, bright line across there, just by going in and doing a couple of bright dots at either end of the thick, bright line, now it looks like the bright line just blends into the panel. It stops being a line and it starts being just part of the shine. So easy trick to pull when doing your edge highlighting. You can go aggressive with a high contrast edge highlight, but still don't make it as bright as you want it, and then come back over it with your actual bright highlight color that you want to use. Like in this case, and I think this bright ivory works perfect for this. You know, and we're literally just putting teeny little deets and doots.
Nice. There. And then you also did faded green with some of these highlights, correct?
Well, all of the highlights are faded green, and now we're coming back with bright ivory right over the top of that faded green. That's the point I was making. The faded green becomes a mid-tone highlight when you dump something this bright over it. And this gives you that kind of metallic shine, you know, when we talk and we joke about doing, like, you know, wish.com non-metallic metal. This is what we're talking about. You're still getting your contrast, but you're doing it with really just edge highlighting, right? Because I don't have to do that edge very long and put a lot of paint with the bright ivory, because it just sits right inside that faded green and punches it up, and now it makes it look like the glow of a metal shine. So just a really quick cheat for if you're, you know, not really confident in placing your reflections for something like non-metallic metal. This can get you there a lot easier, and make it a little bit more painless, not as scary, because you've let your, you know, your zenithal highlight do most of the work for you. And then you're really just doing all of the shine with the edges, not worrying about adding in too much of the shine elsewhere that wasn't done with the airbrush, right? I probably need to, if I leave this color on the shield, I probably need to brighten up the shield here, because now we have all these punches of brightness everywhere else, and the shield gets a little dull with just an edge because it has this big bright spot. So I need to come in and do a bright shine in the middle of that field. But for the rest of this, you can see where we're going now with the way the chest and gorget are done, and now the white meshes in really nice with that. Make us some sense?
I like that.
Yeah. Easy peasy. And you don't have to do this on all your models. Like for Fire Warriors and Pathfinders and stuff, you don't have to do this step of the bright ivory. You can just leave it with the faded green, because the faded green look good, right? When we look at it where we can't really see the bright ivory, this faded green highlight looks good. So on 90% of your army, this is enough. You just do the airbrushing, the filter, and the edge highlight, and done. And then on the character models, you punch the edge highlight up a little bit with something like bright ivory, or mixing white in with the faded green to give it a little bit more of that sheen. And this is little, like you saw, these are just little dots of color, but they've brought the whole model alive more with some shine.
And teach me to use royal purple for this one.
Mm-hmm. It was black primer, regular royal purple, pale yellow over the royal purple, and then a quick dry brush of titanium white to catch the edges, and a little spray of titanium white on the bigger shine spots, like on the backpack and this area around the head and the shoulders and the arm.
And then he used the dark blue black.
And then the dark blue black over the top of that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it works a treat. It just, once you get to that point where you're starting to clean it up by doing these final little detail steps, it really pulls it all together. And this is, I mean, ultimately, what's today? This is technically the third day I've worked on it. Out of 2 hour stream. So 6 hours.
You haven't worked on this long. Like, nah. I mean, you could.
So 6 hours, and you know how the stream goes. It's probably more like, well, the session where I wasn't on stream on Sunday was a full 2 hours. And then these last 2 hours have been, call it 2 hours. Because the stream is really about 50% of what time invested, what I could do alone.
Yep.
So about 4 hours of paint, you get to this level where you can get a really nice job on it. And half of that time was spent with the airbrush, just making sure I located my highlights where I need them to be so that I can pull this off the way I want it. And it works like a champ.
That's good stuff. Super, super easy.
Yeah, and as we pull all these details together, just darkening out all the chicken leg parts with the Payne's Gray wash today helps a lot, because it gets rid of the non-focused areas. And then we just have to go back in with a brush and detail those with Payne's Gray. And then it's just, sword and stuff. One of the things I love about the Tau is that once you do all the edge highlighting, you're kind of done, because they don't have tons of skulls and Chechapes that you have to paint. It's literally just panel lines and weapons and base, and you're done. So it is kind of fun in that.
Painting the Chechapes. Well,
all right, everybody.
Thank
you so much. What's the final plan for this scheme? Are you one-stepping it after this value sketch, or is it just black-gray? This is one-stepped with the airbrush. Instead of brushing it on and using it like you would normally see it, this is using it as an airbrush filter. So this is the dark blue black, believe it or not, right? Over the top of royal purple, pale yellow, and white as a value sketch. And then this is the color of the armor. This is what I was going for. We did it on this knight in a little bit of a darker tone, and I fell in love with it. This was dark purple and taupe. And then we thinned the one step down, as opposed to using it, the way I would normally use it right out of the bottle. Thinned it down, and it gave me this really cool deep sea green color of armor. And I was like, oh, that would be great for these Tau.
Yeah.
And so on the Tau armor, I thinned it even more, brightened up the colors underneath it, got a little bit more of that pale green out of it. Gives me a good chromatic black scheme. And this is it. This is the army. I'm going to do Martian red bases. And so we're going to have a real burst of warmth at the base, and then the rest of it is this very monochromatic, chroma black on everything else. And we'll do like, I'm thinking bright blue details for like the eye lenses, and anywhere where we have a glow on the shield or power weapons or something, I might do a bright blue electric kind of color OSL. And that gives me a burst of cool, because this green is very neutral. It is very black and white sketch look, but it has that chromatic black to it, which makes the black really punchy, as opposed to just, gray black. So no, you're seeing the finished deal.
Nice.
All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out with us. Remember, I will be gone tomorrow.
Yep. It'll be me and
Baby J.
We're
not
J.
streaming Friday.
Yeah, and then me and Baby J will be here tomorrow, and then Monday.
You and Gabe?
We'll have to see.
Oh, it's a surprise. So tomorrow
We will be streaming Monday.
Tomorrow and Monday the stream will be live, and then of course next week I'll be back. But Friday we won't have a stream because I'm gone, and Jen won't have an artist. So Friday there'll be no stream. Tomorrow it'll be Baby J and Chris.
Yep.
And our giveaway. Shh, don't tell nobody.
And then Monday is going to be me and Gabe, and then Tuesday will be Jason.
Yep. I'll be back on Tuesday if all goes well, assuming I don't find flight delays. But I'll be in Contrast this weekend, so if you're in the EU and you're going to Poland for Contrast, make sure to hit me up. I'd love to hang out with you.
That's
Have
true.
a good time. It's a good casual show. I'm going to be demoing and painting. I might take this model. I got to figure that out here in the next 30 minutes. But I'm going to take some stuff to paint, and we'll have some models on site to paint. We have lots of Pro Acrylic paints. We'll be sitting around. I'm doing some judging and doing some guest awards for the MAA, our own painting competition. Contrast has asked us to do some fun awards there, so I've got a handful of awards to give out there. So it's going to be a lot of fun for the whole weekend. So if you're dropping by, make sure to stop by and say hi. But as always, thank you so much for watching Paint Dry with us. Love your faces. Make sure to drop us a follow or a sub wherever you're located. And we stream live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monument Standard Time here in Arizona. So would love to see you here more often.
Yep.
Love our family of people in the community. Thanks for hanging out. Great questions today. Hopefully I was able to pass some good info along, and you got to see some really cool stuff start to come together. The nice thing with a job like this is you're starting to see it evolve. I mean, just in where we did the white helmet and the bright ivory pin pokes, you can see the difference. Then everywhere else looks a little more dull. So this model is really going to come to life and be a lot of fun. So thanks for hanging out with us. Have fun with the crew tomorrow.
We're going to have a great time. We're going to be painting up some StarCraft. It's going to be me and Baby J. We're going to do a giveaway, obviously.
I'm really jealous because I like those models.
They're super cool.
Yeah, but have a lot of fun. I will be back on Tuesday. I'll miss you while I'm gone. Make sure to stick around. Chris is going to find you somebody to raid. Check out monumenthobbies.com and monumenthobbies.eu for all your hobby supply needs. Thanks for your support over the years. And we will catch you back here tomorrow. Adios, guys.
Bye.